New York-based Human Rights Watch says it has evidence that Taliban forces have killed or forcibly disappeared more than 100 former Afghan National Security Forces personnel in just 4 provinces where the group carried out its research.
What they were targeting were the people they had fought with, and many of the cases we investigated were people really on the front lines, people who were known to the Taliban in particular localities.
The human rights group says it gathered evidence from over 60 interviews with witnesses, relatives and Taliban officials. The killings and forced disappearances were documented in Ghazni, Helmand, Kandahar and Kunduz provinces, but the attacks have occurred across Afghanistan. That despite Taliban promises that they would not seek revenge after taking control of Afghanistan in late August.
They offered an amnesty. They have claimed this from their senior officials in Kabul. But what we see on the ground is, in fact, it doesn't apply, at least for some people. They are deliberately going after people either based on personal relationships and enmities or because of the role they played.
Researchers say the Taliban used employment records left behind by the former Afghan government to identify people for arrest and execution.
What started out as a kind of rush maybe of initial revenge killings in the first weeks now seems to be much more deliberate too. It spread to other provinces and it seems part of maybe a strategy to ensure that there isn't any opposition remobilizing against them.
The Taliban said they have dismissed those responsible for abuses, but have not provided any further details or evidence. In a speech that aired on state media Saturday, Mullah Mohammed Hassan Akhund, the acting Prime Minister of the Taliban government, accused former government officials of stirring trouble.
Nation, be vigilant. Those left over from the previous government in hiding are making remarks and causing anxiety, misleading the people to distrust their government.
Human Rights Watch is calling for continued United Nations scrutiny and investigation of abuses committed by the Taliban. The United States, the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund froze Afghan central bank assets worth $9.5 billion and blocked cash shipments to the country after the Taliban seized power. Aid agencies warn of an impending humanitarian disaster, with millions unpaid or out of work, basic services on the brink of collapse, and many Afghans forced to flee their homes. Henry Ridgwell for VOA News, London.